All right, all right, all right. Open with a catchphrase. I do some like a newscaster voice. Welcome. Right. That's the entry right there. I got you, buddy. Once we get Griffin here, everyone's ready. Everyone's confirmed ready. We'll go ahead and start since we are going to make this into another video. It's just going to sit on the stream. And we'll wait just a minute. Yeah. I'm actually going to note real quick that the Lag King, because that dude, he's been burning that guy's city for 3 hours at least. At least, I say at least, minimally 3 hours. And he has been dedicated to burning this guy's city. So I'm going to have to give him a quick shout out because this governor here had been giving us trouble, and the Lag King 61 said, no, I'm done. And has sat here after we've all rallied and attacked it, cleared it out. He helped with it, and he sat there to ensure that his city burns down to 0. And I can't say how well that, how awesome that is that he's just been dedicated to doing it. And not only is he just sitting there, he's also attacking about every 45 seconds to keep himself from taking any deaths, so that the governor that we're trying to burn out gets nothing from this, just constant attacks. So I have to say he's at 1,000 wall durability, so he'll be teleporting out here soon, and then the Lag King can go do stuff. But I have to give out the shout out. But other than that, we'll move on to the update and some other stuff that I wanted to cover. The first big thing is when we talk about the new tree. There's a new governor or a new commander tree. It's very important, and it's going to cover a lot of things. I'm going to click out of here, and we'll cover Is it working now? I'll let the stream catch up.
Yeah, it's working.
It is?
It is. Yeah, I can hear it.
Is it working now? There we go. I don't know why it does that. I'm glad we didn't spend a whole hour until we figured that out. Well,
You can't hear us talking on it though.
You can't hear y'all? Okay. Let's fix that real damn quick. Audio capture.
I don't know. My stream froze.
Yeah, just restarted. Apparently, you got to restart anytime. Anytime anything you do anything to change it, it breaks everything.
That makes sense.
So, you should be able to hear yourself now. You should.
I can't hear us on the stream. It's just really quiet.
Just really quiet. I can fix that on my end. I can fix that on my end.
Yeah, I just heard Will.
It's just quiet?
Yeah, it's just really quiet.
Okay, we'll do this. I just turned y'all up.
Big Tit McGee. Yeah, what up?
Alright. That should fix it. That should be the fix right now.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Until it messes up again.
Right? Until something happens and all of a sudden it just stops working.
Yep. Gotta love it.
Alright.
Before we get started again,
Still quiet.
was it Sanctum Guardians with me?
Yeah, we can do the Sanctum Guardians where we talk about the updates.
I can't decide who I want to level up though. Obviously Boca.
Well, you don't have Charles yet, so that'd be a good idea.
I'm gonna do Boca and
See, I don't get that. He said we can't hear you, but he heard me give the shout out. So that was in the middle of it. It broke.
That's weird.
But okay, he is quiet. All right, let's see if I can fix that right here. Let's try this right now. All right, Mr. Tits McGee, you're gonna have to speak up. Right. I'm gonna send Charles to tank it if you want to bring DPS, bro.
Yeah, that's what I got written now. Besides Boca's. You see which one I'm going to, or do you need me to send you to Gorgeous?
We'll meet up when we get there.
Okay. I'm already taking that one. Ooh, research speed. I'm gonna grab that.
Oh, you're going to that one? Okay, I'll meet you at that one.
Yeah. Because. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, now that sound's working out. So, what we were talking about, we're talking about the talent tree for the commanders, how it's changing, and new stuff's coming out. I'm not going to bring up the page again because y'all could see it, but the important part is that the talent tree is changing, and instead of it being a big blob, it's now being separated into 3 sections. It's going to go into sections for attacking cities, general fighting, and a support type. And the problem is now, if you look at your talent trees, the problem of it is that it's all pretty mixed up. You got to cross with some of the branches, and I think that the new talent tree is fixing that and also adding more skills. The downfall is they're actually going to make PvE content, so barbarians, barb forts, guardians, altars, sanctums, and passes, as long as the temple, are going to get stronger. So a little bit of downfall, but again, I think it's something we can still manage, especially with the new skill tree or talent tree. The other thing we talked about was that when the update comes out, we will also receive 200 level 5 tomes, and we would discover level 5s are we just 10,000, right?
Yes, 10,000.
Yeah, 10,000. So 200 10,000 experience books for your commanders. It's a lot of experience for a lot of early players and a lot of experience for even older players. That's a lot of levels. That's a lot of. I'm hitting, by the way.
Well, all right.
It's okay. I'm taking it. And tanked.
With the talent trees.
Right.
It sounds like they're setting it up a whole lot again, like on the old games I used to play, where you can respec for what you need, right? So, say I got Mino and Cao Cao, right? If I want them to do as much cavalry damage as possible, then I can set them up for that. If I want to do or start hitting barbarians, I can scale up my cav damage, no fucking problem.
Right.
Or not cav damage, sorry, my damage against barbs.
Right.
Another thing too is whenever wartime comes, make sure like whenever you're running with somebody that you have armies that complement one another. Because if you don't, you're gonna get fucked up.
Oh.
The goal is to eventually have a full march of one single unit. Obviously, that's not where we are at right now in the Alliance. I mean, I can't even do it, and I think I have the most troops right now. It's just one of those things that you need to push for. That's why we keep harping on building up your troop count. And because all that's going to happen is once you get to tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, is you're going to just convert them over. Because there's no point in having lower tier troops once you get that next tier up.
Yep.
As the game stands right now.
Very true. While we're doing these Guardians, we'll go ahead and talk about the Alliance news and updates. So, in the last few days for the Alliance, we've made allies with RLV, which are to our northwest slightly. We've also made allies with ECN, who are to our west. It was a long meeting with both of them, and we came to the point, as everyone now knows, and if you don't know, to allies and to stay allies, and that's the goal. We've said early on that we'll keep this alliance to where we can play against the temple, and we will be a part of the temple, and we're going to keep that. That's something I want to keep going. So we do have plans to expand. We're going to get as many sanctums and as many gates as we can, but we're not going to risk a hardcore fight this early in the kingdom. Others want to do that. Other alliances want to fight it out, and see who's left. In my history, in my past, that's never worked out. Trying to get to the temple, you're always beaten by the ones that sit and be patient. So that's kind of our plan right now. For announcements, so we've done a lot of awesome recruiting, and our recruiting officers deserve the respect. So Scarlet's been leading the recruiting, and World's been helping out. So shout out to them because their recruiting has been on point for the past 3 days and continuous since this has all started. New fresh members is always going to keep an alliance going, and continuing returning members to the game are going to keep the alliance going. So it's great that they're doing that and doing a great job of it. Go over here. I'm being told that this individual is finally, yep, he's gone. The guy that the Lag King has been burning for the last 3 hours is gone. He is finally gone, so he is no longer going to be a thorn in our side. Next big thing. So we're going to start talking about war prep and items. I know that we talked about not doing war, not doing a fight early on, but war sometimes comes to you when you're not ready, and we've seen that in the past few days where we had to worry about LCL, we had to worry about DN to the north with our allies. War can happen at any point in time, and the best thing we can tell you is how to prepare. For the tactics that we plan to use and the ideas we plan to use, you're going to need RSS, you're going to need resources, you're going to need stocked up. Not necessarily in your city or sitting around holding your city. For instance, you'll see right now I have 1 million food, I have 350k lumber, 250k stone, and 600k gold. I'm still upgrading, so I need those to upgrade. The items I'm talking about are in your item list. your resource list. Oh, look at that. Is to have as many of these as possible. And how do you get these? So you can get these from attacking barbarians, attacking barb forts, attacking Lohar. Any kind of event that's going on, your daily event, you're going to gather these. Even the chests from the barbarians, just hold on to them. Just hold on to them. Just stock them up because no one can take those. The other good way of getting those items is in your city. When the traveler comes in, or the carrier station comes in, and she comes in, the merchant comes in to sell things, she'll sell resources to you. For instance, I can get 15,000 gold for 40,000 food. It's 20%. I don't really want to look for 20%. I want to look for them more than 20%, but it's something good to grab. Now, this one right here, stone is always huge and always needed, so I'm going to drop the lumber for the stone because now I have that stone is safely and secure in my items and no one can take it. It's safe there. No one can take it. The next good thing is speed ups. When you're buying these, always if it's for resources, just buy them. Even if you're low, just buy them. You can always get more resources, and speed ups are very hard to come by. The other item I'm going to bring up is for your shields. Always stock up on shields. I don't have that many, but always stock up on shields. Whenever we're in a fight and it's in our territory, in someone else's territory, being able to pop a shield is going to save you from your city being attacked. It's going to give your alliance members a safe place to sit while they're attacking so they can path their way to the enemy. And it's going to be huge. If you're of a city, they can't attack your city. They can't rally your city. They can't hit anybody in your city. Your alliance members can hide in your city and wait for a time to strike. So stock up on these shields. Stock up on them, stock up on them, stock up on them. And I think Griff, also, you had a few things to talk about.
For the courier station?
If you want to, yeah, we can go back to the courier station. You want to talk about that?
Okay. All right. If you want to pull it up, I'll kind of guide you through it. Well, just so you know, my troops are going to come back. I got to heal.
Yeah, I'm going to send mine back too. They're healing, and they'll be back. But while we're waiting for that to happen, we'll go over the courier station real quick. I got it up whenever you're ready.
So you already covered the exchange and stuff. If it costs any kind of resource, go ahead and buy it, regardless of what discount it is. The exchange rate sucks, but like he was saying, nobody can take that from you. And what I've been doing, everybody keeps questioning how I've been rising in power so quick. Pretty much, yeah, I'm constantly gathering resources for the alliance and everything else, but 9 times out of 10, those resources are going straight back to healing my troops. I really don't have a whole lot. Like right now, I have 50k food, 450k wood, 100k stone, 189k gold. All these tokens I'm saving, I pop right when I do my upgrades because I don't want to sit my city with that many resources and make it a target. Yeah, it'd be hard for somebody to hit me right now, but not late game, and so I already really get in that habit. Another thing is the speed ups, as you can see. I'm not sure what MisGuided shows, but all mine right now are for gems. I'm not gonna buy any of those unless it is like a 70% off or 80% off, and every once in a while you get like a 90% off. You don't want to buy those because it's a bad deal generally, even though it has like 50% or whatever. Because what will happen is if you go into the VIP portion of the shop, if you want to click on that, MisGuided.
Oh, the VIP? Okay, the VIP shop.
Yeah, portion of the shop. Yeah.
All right.
No.
Oh, yeah. I went there.
Yeah, there you go. There. If you scroll down, you'll see an 8-hour speed up. Those are very valuable. Very
it's only 240 gems, or 240 gems. And I think if we go to the shop, if you go to the regular shop, you can buy an 8-hour speed up, and it's 600 for one.
Yeah, it's one of the better deals in the VIP shop for sure.
Right. And that can go to anything. That can go to anything. That's not just building. That's not just. That's anything. That can go to research. That can go to troop training. That can go to troop healing. That can go to building. Anything. Anything at all. But what I did is as you guys saw, I went through and I did purchase the 70% for the 5 60-minute building speed ups. That's still a good deal. But I went through and I bought everything that I could buy with resources. And I'm gonna refresh the free one just to come through and see what else I can get with resources. So again, I'm gonna get a couple. I'm gonna waste my resources for these speed ups, because speed ups, especially 60-minute speed ups, are hard to come by.
Yeah. If it's for resources, go ahead and buy it, no matter what the deal is. But for the gyms, only buy a 60-minute, and only if it's 70
or more,
80, or 90% off.
Okay. Yeah, because that one I bought was like 3 60 minutes for 70% off.
Another thing, do not buy any dazzling star statues from the courier station, and do not buy any golden keys from the courier station. It is a waste of money. They give you plenty throughout the game as you rank up and level up, as you do your expeditions and everything. There's no reason to buy those at all. It's just a waste of gems.
Right. Okay. We'll do this real quick. We'll send a march back over there to help out with the Guardians.
I got world.
Well, don't just abandon me.
Abandoned.
That's fine. I'll send it. World's ignoring you. There you go, World. Ignore him. Ignore him, World. Let him take all that. No, World. Don't do it. Don't do it, World. Don't do it. Ah, there you go. I don't care, buddy. Go ahead and join in and get you some experience.
But going back to what MisGuided was saying about items for war and everything, that kind of plays into what we were just talking about. Is you don't want to make yourself a target during a war. You do not want to have a lot of resources in your city during a war or anything like that, because what will happen is the enemy's going to scout you. It's inevitable. They're going to scout you, and when they're going to wait for your shield to go down because you're not going to be paying attention to something, because I mean life happens, and then they're going to hit you to get your resources, and that just makes our enemy stronger. So I mean that's the thing about is why I've been keeping low resources in my as a habit. Also, obviously, territory teleports are very important, and targeted teleports are very important as well. They're expensive. That's why you need to buy them when you can, when they're half off. I know, if you go back to the VIP store, there's targeted teleports once you hit VIP 6 that are for, I want to say, 50% off.
Oh yeah, I think it's 50. I think it's 50 or 60. I know the regular ones are like 950, and then those are in there. I think they're 450.
The territory teleports aren't too bad as far as price, even full price. But the targeted teleports, the reason why there's such a price jump is because they are. I mean, you can teleport anywhere as long as you own the pass, as long as you're in the same region you're in. You can teleport behind an enemy. You can teleport anywhere to flank them. And so what's going to happen? Oh, there's another one down here.
Yeah, there's one. There's one or two more, I think.
So what's going to happen?
Yeah, one more.
Is heavy hitters in our alliance, i.e. me, will teleport to the front lines. And I'll probably have to use a targeted teleport because I'll probably teleport right into the enemy. And just screw all their plans up as far as reinforcements and all that kind of stuff goes. That's generally how the first little bit goes. We don't want guys that don't have a lot of troops to do that, because then you're going to end up wasting your troops, and that leaves us open to flanks and other attacks, because they could very well do the same thing to us. So
speaking on that, does anyone notice if we can teleport with reinforcements in our city?
No, you can't.
You cannot. You should not be able to. There was a bug. Yeah, there was a bug that allowed some people to do it, but you should not be able to.
Dank though.
Yeah, right. Showing up with 200k troops and just teleport them like you're a spaceship or something. Landing with 200k troops and then just piling out of the city to attack. That'd be pretty awesome if it was a thing, but at the same time, that'd be pretty bad at the same time. Yeah, that'd be pretty rough. The other thing that was brought up, map explanation and tabs. So While the troops recover and come back, let me see any runes I might need real quick.
Nah, I ain't shit.
No, okay. We'll zoom out. Go to the map.
I posted it too in chat for everybody. The AP increase and the research speed, which I need all the research speed I can get right now.
Right. So looking at the map, so it was pointing out when you look at the map, there's a lot to pick up. So we can see a lot of stuff. You can see your allies, you see your leader city, you can see your fort, you can see other alliances forts. But the big thing that it's pointed out to is this tab, this table right here. It says Alliance, Explorer, Resources, Markers, Leader, Ally, Center, Fortress. You can move around as much as you want, but the Explorer is very important. So I'm one of those people that ended up deleting my email that came in saying, "Oh, we found this village." Yeah, I thought I lost it permanently until I found this. So this will actually show you any area you have scouted if there's collectible caves or villages to collect from. For instance, since the shrines opened up a few hours ago, all the villages around shrines now are uncovered. So all you do is come to the map, click explore, and just look around the map. You'll see them. And you can zoom out all the way, and they'll stay there. All the way out, and they'll stay there. So you can see the whole map. So see, I've got ones all around the shrines that I have yet to do. Now, it was also brought up how to get a lot of fog cleared early. The same and best way you can do this, the same way I do it. See this cave right here? It's way up here in the region 1. I'm going to send my scouts, just one, to investigate it. And it'll take the direct path to investigate that cave, cutting through all this fog. It'll discover passes, it'll discover gates, any kind of villages that are around. I've already done it once, so you can see the path comes through right here. And it doesn't do a lot of scouting, but if that you're only a few hundred away from that annoying quest of scan this many or clear this much fog, this is a good way of doing it because you can literally you can send him and forget about him. He'll come back, and you'll come back and you'll have that quest done. You do that a couple times, you'll have all those quests knocked out. And I'm going to probably do the one on the other end too. There's one down here to the south I'm going to do. Oh wow, look at that. Luck. Both the ones I went to are both high for reward. That's pretty lucky. And we'll go back to the resource one. So the resource one's a little tricky. It only shows Alliance resource sites. It doesn't show the resource sites for individuals. It'll show you all Alliance resource sites. So as we can see, our Alliance is focusing around here. We've got plenty of sites. Plenty of sites to expand to and look to and go to for Alliance resources. And any way we want to expand any direction, there's tons of them. There's just plenty. Markers speak for itself. These are for yourself, what you mark. So I'm going to go to Bandito Griff, and I'm going to mark his city as friendly.
But am I really friendly?
Not at all. But
Retarded,
so
maybe? Wow.
so I don't think you can do it to an Alliance member. I don't think you can do it to an Alliance member. Let me go look up here.
You should be able to flag me. I flagged myself the other day.
No, I can do the flag, but I can't leave the marker with you. Oh yes, yeah, I was doing it wrong. My bad. So you go down here. Yeah, you go to here and you can make them special, friend, or enemy. So I don't know this guy, so I'll make him enemy. Now, if I zoom out and I have that marker, he pops up. I can see enemy right there. It'll stay there no matter anything. So that's good for your markers. The Alliance banners and markers that show up, they don't go away for any of the tabs. So you can see them constantly. So whenever we're doing stuff, this is usually the view I stay in. I can see the terrain, I can see the banners that the Alliance put up, and I know where the path that my troops will take to get to where I need to get them to go. And when these are usually put up, we'll have, what we need in those banners. Right now, what you see there is it's being marked because that is a Alliance farm that we want to build to, and we will be building to.
We need wood.
Yeah, we've been struggling for some lumber. But the next thing that was asked was, Bean, should I train tier 1 just to fill my armies and then upgrade them, or continue to train tier 2. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. The training still takes the same amount of time. So if you want to go and go into your barracks for swordsmen, for example, if you go to train 20 tier 1, it'll take the amount of time it does. For me, it might be different because of my nation, but we'll go look at mine and I'll do the walkthrough of it with mine. So if you go to we'll speed this one up real quick with the speed ups that we just got. Look at that. It's crazy how that worked out, huh? So we'll speed this one up and we'll train. So if we go to tier 1, right? So go to tier 1. If we do 20 and we ready it up, it'll take 4 minutes to train. Okay? Now if we go to tier 2 and we train 20, it takes 8 minutes to train. Now just for purpose sake, we'll do 20 tier 1 as the plan, if you fill up tier 1. So we'll train it and we'll speed it up and we'll finish it up. And then we'll go up here and now I have 20 tier 1. Now when I go to upgrade them, 20, it's going to take the same amount of time for it to upgrade to a tier 2. It doubles this. From tier 1 to tier 2, it's basically doubling it. Yes and no, but at the same time, tier 1's damage is very different. Oh, so let me go back. He asked another follow-up question. I'll have more damage in my army sooner if I do the T1 method right. That's what I'm swinging at. So, yes and no.
It really depends on what percentage
it is.
boost you have.
It is. So
if I was to run tier 1 cav, I have 40% damage boost. My tier 1 cav is now a little bit better than stock tier 2. You're taking a gamble. You're very much taking a gamble because if that guy has a full march of tier 2 and they have also a 40% boost, you're going to lose every time and you're going to lose very hard because you don't have the defense of the tier 2 cav.
Right. Now back to the same point. So your commanders are what make a big difference too. So your commanders and the talents currently make a big difference. This is currently. It might change. Commanders might change. And also your research is going to help. So you can have that research that helps your defense, your attack. One of the first things you unlock in your military research is the attack of your units. And the next thing is their defense. So if you look for the horsemen, as we brought up, the tier 1 horsemen, their base attack is 60. With my research, it goes up by 7. If we go look at the tier 2s, 128 plus 16. So if you have a march of 10,000 troops and 5,000 are tier 1, and they have a march of 5,000 or 6,000 are tier 2, and then 4,000 tier 1, and just like you, they will beat you. You will not do more damage. They will have more damage than you. If you're attacking a lower end player, or a dead city, meaning no one plays anymore in that city or that account, tier 1s aren't too bad, right? But no matter how you do it, the time of training is going to take the same amount of time it would just training tier 2s. The resource cost is going to be the same as it is for just training tier 2s. So no matter how you do it, it's up to you, really. If you come into game and you don't have enough resources to train tier 2, and you do have enough to train tier 1, and you just haven't had time to go out and collect yet, training that tier 1 and then upgrading might be what you need to do. So it gives you time, because you always want troops training. Always. You never want your training buildings to not be training. You're losing if you are. It's huge. You don't want ever. And then I'll wait for just a second and make sure no more follow-up questions. The other question we had was PvP explained hospitals and deaths, just to break them down. So it can be simpler terms. Just don't attack cities. Boom. Best advice, 2018. Don't attack cities. We'll go look at some reports. So I've got a bunch of reports that I've been saving up for stuff like this. Let's go.
You have so much crap in your mail. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, just my reports. Everything else I've cleaned up. Everything else are cleaned up, allegedly, right?
Oh God, click read all.
Is it bothering you? Now I gotta scroll all the way down, right? Is it just because it's number 7?
Actually, fucking murder you, I promise.
All right. So this fight right here, this was an open battle fight, meaning no cities were involved, no flags were involved, no forts, no buildings of any kind were involved. This was a straight fight in the open. Now, if you look at the report, I had 33,000 troops when I started the fight. They had 31,000 troops. They had 0 healed, 0 heal, 0 dead, 0 dead. I only had 1,400 severely wounded. They had 2,100 severely wounded, slightly wounded, remaining. Now, when you're in a fight like this, my 20 swordsman training is finished. Sorry. When you have a battle like this, so what happens is you're going to have, there's 3 ways of doing things. There's dead, severely, and slightly wounded. Dead are gone. Dead are dead. They don't pop back up in your city. They don't show up in your hospitals. Dead are dead. Now, severely wounded will pop up in your cities. Severely wounded will pop up in your cities. They'll pop up in your hospitals. They'll be in your hospital. If your hospital has capacity, it will fill up with your severely wounded. Now, if your hospital has a 60K cap, the 6,001 or 60,001 troop will die. If I don't stop getting report mail, I'm going to get upset because every time I start talking about it, it pings me back up. Every time a severely wounded happens, it'll go to your hospital. Slightly wounded is still in your army, but it doesn't fight. When your commander reaches your city, the slightly wounded return back to your fighting force. That's what happens in that. So you may have 40,000 troops, 2,000 are severely wounded, and you may lose. The remaining 38,000 cannot do anything until it returns back to your city. That is also why we say use the shield. That's also why we say use the bubbles, because whenever you are fighting outside your city, you can send your 50K march out to attack somebody, start doing damage to them, and you might be losing. Come back to your city, send that march out instantly again, and you'll slowly start getting the edge because your severely wounded are going to stay in your hospital, but your slightly wounded will come out and keep fighting if you have the troop numbers. Now, if you only have 50,000 troops and you send 50,000 out, come back, then you send 47,000 out, then you come back, and then you send 45,000 out and come back, you're not going to get anything out of it because your severely wounded are going to take away from your larger march. Now, if you got 100K troops and you can just keep shelling them out, keep doing it, you'll eventually win. And the reason you'll win is because you're outside your city. You're outside your city. They are away from their city. Now, this only works if their city's not next to you. Because if you...
Back to what I was talking about, the targeted teleports.
Yes. That tactic right there is something you can only use if you're away from their city or it's in an open fight or they're in your territory. So, now... how do you get dead? You attack cities. You attack buildings. If you attack a city or building, you will literally lose troops. So, if we go down to the last time I attacked a city, I gotta find it. It's been a little bit since I attacked a city.
It's gonna be
I've been hitting.
power tonight, boys. 100K power.
That's not it. I might just go attack a city just to show. Just to show. Yeah, it looks like I might have to go attack a city. Just to show. Waste my troops for y'all. Here we go.
You'll be alright.
Oh, that's a new player. Who is this guy? Alright. So we're going to scout, because anytime before you hit a city, you need to scout. Period. If you don't scout, your ass going to be destroyed. You want to know what's there. Nothing's there. So he has 6,899 troops and a level 4 watchtower. Now, looking at this report, the watchtower means everything. Watchtower means everything. The watchtower is what kills your troops. And we'll go over here. We'll attack. I'll even bring out my biggest, best generals, highest defense, all defense trait, ready to go. I'm going to send siege, more siege than I send than just those. I'm going to send the march. God, killing my troops.
We need to go over the different types of marches and what they're used for as well.
Okay. I think that Willow's going to break that down.
Yeah. I'm going to step away, make dinner.
All right, man.
So if y'all want to do that, just tell me when that's going to be, whenever y'all hit that, and I'll probably step away at that point.
Okay. So
Villages to find.
every time you see that damage tick, about half of the damage tick I'm receiving are dead troops. So we attacked his city for no reason, just for you guys, and I lost 715 troops.
Hold on, you're at a stop point. World and Dark and all Zeno, I think that's how you say your name. This is why I tell you guys not to attack cities unless there's a reason behind it. Right here is because you lose so many troops during the process.
And here's the next big thing. I have the report up, so that's why I'm saying it. I have no severely wounded. Nothing goes to hospital. Now, 5,600 of their troops went to the hospital. I did nothing besides hit their city and lose troops. Now, I get it. It's only 715, right? You've got like 90,000 troops. Oh, 750. You could train that in like one sitting. Yeah, that's great until you go haywire with it and you're hitting like 15 cities in an hour, and all of a sudden you have 20,000 dead troops, and you're like, where'd all my troops go?
No, hold on. I can break that down better. You go to hit, you lose 750 each hit, right? You hit 10 cities, that is 7,500 troops gone.
For no reason. Now, if there's resources, or if they are a bad guy, meaning they've hit your alliance, they've hit you, do a rally. Do a rally. The more troops you have and the more damage you cause, the less ticks the defense will have. So
MisGuided. It's not so much that the amount of troops that will be killed is the same. I've compared rally versus like a single attack. The amount of troops that is going to be the exact same that's killed. What's the difference is it's spread out through everybody.
oh yeah. So if I solo it just now, like I just soloed it, so I lost 715 troops. If I had done a rally, 715 troops would have died, but it would have not just been mine. If we had 10 people in the rally, it would have been 70 from everybody. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And being world, I understand what you're saying. It's like 2 hours of training, but once you get to tier 3, 500 troops is about 6 to 7 hours.
You got to remember on that. You say it's 2 hours training. Yes. But here's the thing. That's 2 hours training for tier 2. Every time you go up a tier, it doubles the training. It doubles it. So to train 500 tier 2 may take 2 hours. To train 500 tier 3 may take 4 hours. Tier 4, 6 hours. It just goes up, and goes up, and goes up. So later, like that's why we're telling you to save those tier 1s, save your T2s, because when you start getting later in the game, it's harder to train those new troops up. It's easier to convert. It's half the time. If I have 100,000 swordsmen at tier 2, and I don't attack, I don't lose them or anything like that, right? I convert those at tier 3. I now have 100,000 tier 3. In half the time it would take me to train 100,000 tier 3. Half the time. So that's why we keep saying don't worry about cities unless we really need to get rid of them. Don't go brag. I don't have tier 3 yet. I have yet to get through. I have slowed down, and The reason is because in previous kingdoms I have rushed to tier 3. As you see, I'm going from 12 to 13 right now. 1 day, 7 hours. Now I could speed that up and I could rush it. I'm waiting because I want at least 40k of each troop before I get tier 3. That's why I'm waiting. Because from 12 to 16, that's a lot of days, a lot of time, a lot of resources gathered, and I can easily get that done. Now, that's my big thing. So, I want more troops so I can have more to convert. That's all. That's all I'm doing. Do I have anybody out collecting? Future proofing. One thing that Will was going to bring up, and we'll move on to Will's little topic. That way we can skate over it. We'll go do some rallies afterwards. We'll look for anyone that does have resources. We'll launch some rallies on them. And we will take any more questions if anyone has any. So, Will, you have the floor.
Alright, so basically what you're going to want to be doing, going back to what was said earlier, is you're going to be sending one march of each troop. Your nation has a lot to do with that. I picked Japan this time just for the 2% extra troop attack. Words are hard.
Now, doesn't Japan also have the training queue, right?
Yeah, we have an increased training queue as well as 20% extra scout speed.
Right.
So what made me go with this over, say, Spain, where I get the 5% cav defense boost, or Germany, where I get the 5% cav attack boost, is for just usability, right? I send out a 79,000, well, I can't right now, but on the other server I could send out a 79,000 cav march. That's great. They have 5% extra defense. That's great. Somebody hits my city, I have nothing helping my city. That was my rationale behind that. I also get better infantry troops because of Japan. So that's important because I'm not going to be sending out my infantry to fight. They're always going to be in my base or protecting something. Whether it be a tower, whether it be the fort, whether it be a pass. That's the rationale behind that. Now, with using one type of troop per march, you need to know how to use them. If you're using infantry, you will not. Well, you can. You can definitely fight out in the open. You'll do damn good at it too. But you're not gonna be the mobile force. You're gonna be going in basically as the anvil, right? So what I'm doing is I'm taking cav. I will run around. I will distract their troops all day long. They're never gonna catch me. I have a lot of damage. If I stay in an open fight, I will die instantly. I have no defense, right? So I need them to focus somebody else. Making sense? For archers do not, under any circumstances, fight with archers in the open as a full march. Do not do it. You want them in a fort behind infantry. They are very, 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 very good at killing things, but they will die extremely easy.
Now I will put in this part. It has been seen that archers at higher tiers can do well. That's at higher tiers your commanders start playing a huge part. I have seen someone that this is a rare case. Someone that didn't have their commanders properly set with 100k tier 4 cavalry take on 100k tier 4 archers versus they had a Minimo and a Cow and 100k cavalry versus 100k archers with a Charles and Boudica. The Minimo and Cow did not have their talents put up right, so the archers won. So your marches that you send out also rely heavily on your commander. Don't send out a commander that's for infantry with a full archer march. That's huge. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. You good?
Yeah, I wanted to add that and let you continue.
Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna go into specifics on how to use them. For infantry, personally, I would prefer that you keep them in something that's being attacked. If you want to take them out in the open, absolutely, that's fine. Just know you're gonna be slower be attacked, just throw your entire march of infantry in there. They're going to have so much defense, it's going to be nearly impossible for you to lose. Now, that aside, if the enemy team is hitting you with a lot of archers, which I'll get into in a minute, or just an obscenely large number of troops, they have a chance. For Cav, do not sit still, ever. You want to engage and back right back out. You don't want to stay in a prolonged engagement. You will lose way too many. For archers are really, really good at killing infantry, right? But they don't have the defense to sustain a sustained attack by themselves. So you want to use them in a rally to hit a building, whether it be a castle, fort, I've already named them off. You want to use them in siege to be able to take out the defenses very quickly while you have the infantry in front of them to keep pushing. I hope that makes sense. It should. Don't use cavalry to attack a building. Don't do it. They die. Learn that the hard way. Don't do it. I have memories.
No, I want to talk about it because this is we went into a kingdom and we were like, look, we can do this with cavalry. It's easy. And so we started doing that. We went Spain, so we got a great starter commander for cavalry. I'll go bring him up. I can't say his name. Oh, yeah. Well, Minamoto, yeah. You get Minamoto, but Pelagus, you start out when you go to Spain. That's who you get. Now, he's already a cavalry guy. His skill, so he does damage, and then does additional damage for 2 seconds after, so he's a dot damager. He also restores 50 rage, which is great. And then he increases the attack and defense of cavalry units. He also helps your garrison. And then his final attack, you can heal. And his expert attack is bigger buff to cavalry units. So you team him up with Minamoto, and you've got a very hard-hitting, very outstanding march. Now, when I was telling McGee about this, and that's the best name I can put, or Proby, he instantly got gratified by the fact that his marches were nuking people and goes, you know what? I can go hit these cities. It didn't work out.
No, it wasn't.
I think, what did you hit? Was it a fort? A tower, right.
They got him back into a tower, and I was like, no, guys, I got it. I'll clear it. Fucking half march dead.
Not wounded, dead.
31,000 cavalry in one hit, just fucking gone.
Dead. So, and what he's meaning earlier about, so, defending. This is, when you're defending against a solo attack, swordsmen are great. Now, if a rally is coming towards you, you never want to be in the building or in the flag when a rally is coming towards you. Flags, even if you're defending them, you also will receive deaths because it's neutral ground. You have to look at the way the game thinks of it. So in the battle style of the game, when you're out in open combat, you can go gather your wounded. If you're in your city, you can gather your wounded. If you are outside someone's city, you cannot gather your wounded. So what happens to your wounded? They die. If you're in a flag, you cannot gather your wounded. If you are outside the flag, you cannot gather your wounded, so your wounded die. That's the way the game looks at it and the way they think about it. So,
That being said, if I see anybody leaving a flag because you don't want to lose troops, I'm going to kick you and hit you myself.
understand this.
Sacrifice what you have for the better of the alliance, or you're going to lose everything you have.
The where I'm getting at, though, is that if a rally is coming, do not leave your troops in the flag and get offline. Because if a rally is coming and we will empty the flag before the rally hits. Not before it launches. Seconds from it actually hitting, we will empty the flag. And then you will attack the rally as soon as it disperses. The idea of it is they will hit the flag. They will burn the flag. They will disperse. And the members that joined the rally and logged off will not stop their marches, will not keep their marches there. They will keep walking, and you will follow them back and do damage to them. Now, if a small rally is coming to a flag, a very small rally, something that is half the size or less than half the size of our forces in the flag, we will stay in it. We will also have members engaging the rally as it approaches. And the idea of that is to weaken the rally before it gets there. No matter where the rally is coming from, that is the plan at the get-go. But if we say stay in the rally, and you're like, I don't want to lose troops, and you leave and return to base, it's going to put a very sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. It's what Will means. Will has a very quick way of saying he just wants to destroy you.
Going back to like what Big Tits McGee over there really changed the game. But anyways,
That's why I'm not saying it. That's why I'm not saying it. That's why I'm not saying it.
he was talking about like the way troops interact and the way they play as far as like I'm Rome. I made it pretty straightforward. You know, obviously MisGuided, myself and McGee are all pretty close friends. As many of the Lions River knows, we kind of talked about it beforehand. I picked Rome because I wanted to be a tank. I got tired of getting pushed around, and so basically the way it's going to work is like he was saying with infantry being the amble. I'm going to get out there, and nobody's going to be able to kill me. The only thing that can kill me is archers, and that is exactly why McGee is Cap. Whenever the archers come out, is whenever the archer march comes out to try and surround me, he's going to be there to hit the archer march, so that way I don't get screwed up and I can still tank. Now, granted, my commanders, even with Scott don't have Charles yet, which I'm really disappointed about. I have Scipio.
He's so nice.
The Charles. He just buffs the living hell out of infantry troops. Like it's ridiculous how much he buffs them. To the point that they actually had to nerf him. I think in the last update or the last patch it was.
He used to do the same thing that Kusunoki would do, and his fourth skill would. It says in normal attack of a troops have a 10% chance to deal additional damage with each second to the target for 2 seconds. That 10% chance can also tick with your skill damage. So what ends up happening is his skill damage does 300 damage and then damage after 250 for the next 2 seconds. So you can literally get like 5 ticks of big damage if you get it down right. 5 ticks of big damage. That's a lot of damage. And so what... Oh, I gotta find him now. What Scipio used to do was the same. He used to do that, but then they ended up changing his maximum troop capacity. They ended up taking it away from his ability. The other one that does the same thing that's also good, I believe it is Sun Tzu. Yeah. His fourth skill increases skill damage by whatever level you have it. 5, 8, 11, 15, 20%. 20% increase of skill damage is huge. When you're out there doing 2,000 damage, that's an extra, 200 damage? That's a lot of damage for your skill. Just hope you're not playing against the Charles, because Charles will say, hey, skill what?
Yeah, I was gonna get into that next. Did you see the question from ICU?
Yes, best defenders. For purple and blue, your best defenders, there's a few options. They're not... Most of them are good for defenders. So Sun Tzu is a good defender because of his abilities. So we'll go his first deals direct damage to a maximum of 3 targets in a fan shape area. It's a pretty wide fan. So if you ever watch multiple armies fight one target, you see how they spread out. This fan gets everyone in front, to the right, and left. That's it. The big part about his damage is his last part of this is his rage restored. Every time he uses a skill, he's going to get rage back. Now, whenever you're working at it, you're going to want to have your skills constantly ticking, because for him, he does damage, so you want constant damage going out to the attackers when they're defending, right? Other good options. I am not going to try and say this guy's name. He's the Korean purple. I am not going to. No, I'm not doing it. No, not doing it. I'm sorry. You're not getting me to word vomit that. But I will talk about his first skill. So he does single target damage. Decreases the enemy's defense by 15% for 2 seconds. So for 2 ticks, 15% less damage. He also does buffs for the passive skill for if he's the commander serving as a garrison. He does more for infantry units for defense, and he also has the 10% chance to increase his own troops damage by 20%. Now this is a big part. Whenever something says 10%, assume that it's going to happen every 10 ticks. And what I mean by ticks is every 10 times damage ticks on the enemy, assume that it's going to happen within those 10 ticks and or 10 ticks in all. That's how you have to look at it. So if every 10 ticks, you can increase your troops' damage by 100%. If you're doing 1,000 damage, you're now doing an extra 1,000 damage apart from your skill, apart from everything else that you're now doing. And same thing goes for this guy. That skill damage is huge. Increasing skill damage is huge. And the other good, I would say, and I would put hands down, if you have a Boudica, your life as defense, your life as attack is the easiest thing in the world. Her skills and her abilities are massive. Massive. So, her first skill deals damage to the target, reduces their rage by 50. So it slows them down on using their skill, and then decreases their attack by 10% for 2 seconds. And that can go all the way up to 25%. That's huge. She also gets barbarian buffs and experience buff, a 20% experience buff for the commander's experience obtained by these targets. So she's going to help level your other stuff when you're attacking barbs. Third skill, she restores 10 rage and heals some of the slightly wounded units whenever she uses a skill. That applies to her primary skill. That also applies to her any skill that pops. Like this used to be different, and we can see the differences on here. And then she does a heal. She restores rage and does a heal every time her first skill pops. So you get a heal, you get damage, you debuff the troops that are attacking you, you restore some rage, and you heal your troops. All in one skill. Huge. Her fourth skill is a little wonky. The description says one thing, but the upgrade preview says a different thing. So troops normal attack have a chance to increase damage dealt to the enemy. A 5% chance to increase damage dealt by 10, 3% to do by 20, 2% but to do by 30. And that can go stacking all the way up to 50, 100, and 150. But if you read the description, it says 5, 3, 2, but the upgrade preview says 5, 2, 1. I think they're going to end up fixing it. I don't know which way it goes. I don't know if the description is the proper or the preview is the proper. But that's how it reads now. The other good option is Scipio and Herman. Pelagus is good because he does offer the passive skill for increasing the watchtower attack. And he also offers the heal. But I put him in the lower end of it in my own opinion, because if you have a Boudica and you have a Herman or a Scipio, your defense is going to be great. Herman, his first skill is awesome. It silences the enemy target for 2 seconds. Does damage, decreases the target's rage by 50, and then silences it for 2 seconds. Now the silence doesn't keep them from doing it, as in it delays it. So how is that awesome? Okay. So you have a Minamoto coming out and attacking you, and y'all are ticking y'all skills at the same time. Okay. When Minamoto goes to proc his damage and do his skill, if Herman pops his skill and delays Minamoto by 2 seconds, if Herman is being supported by a Charles, if Herman is being supported by anyone that decreases the enemy's rage, then that skill doesn't pop for Minamoto because he has to decrease his rage. If you have Charles in support, Charles blocks damage for 4 seconds. This delays the skill long enough so your support commander, Charles, for instance, can pop his and block damage, rendering that skill useless. Works perfect. He also does buffs for archer units, their attack. He also does buffs to the garrison and increases normal attack damage of troops by 3%, and has a 2% chance to grant additional 100 rage, and that goes up up to 10% for both. And then we get to the dead end, which is just a better primary skill. Now, I'm not a big fan of Scipio, but I am going to let Griff talk about Scipio because Griff loves Scipio. So go ahead, Griff.
What do you mean you're not a fan of Scipio?
Charles is everything. Just going to put it out there. You know more, yeah. You know more about Scipio than I would. You can explain in more details than I can. So
basically, the Scipio is the poor man's Charles. That's basically what it boils down to. The only reason why I went ahead and leveled him, like most of you guys know, like he's already level 40 for me, is because of what MisGuided was saying, is him being a good defender for City. So once I do finally get Charles, which I'm saving up books for him now, which I'm hoping I get him tonight with my gold key. Fingers crossed.
I have to interrupt because Chad's popping off about me not liking Scipio and liking Charles. I don't know. I have to look. Look at this. Look at this, Charles. Look at this skill. Creates an active shield that absorbs damage for 4 seconds. Damage factor right now is 700. That's your damage factor. Not just 700. That's your damage factor plus the 700.
All right. I heard you. Damage factor.
Damage factor.
Go back down to Scipio. So, anyways, as many of you know, Scipio's first 2 skills are his biggest buffs he gives you, and his second skill is by far his most tanky ability ever. So his first skill, we'll talk about it so that way you can go in order: military life. I have mine at 4 or 5, so I'm getting 20% attack bonus. Or I'm sorry, 20% counter attack bonus, and 20% damage taken is reduced by 20%. Sorry, I said it backwards. The way this works and why he can tank like he does is just like the counterattack damage. The way it works is I just don't hit somebody. I stand out in the open and I wait for them to try to attack me, because the counterattack damage buff only applies if somebody hits me. That goes back into that having him as a defender, even though technically he doesn't have that title of a defender, is because of that buff. That buff is tremendous in the grand scheme of things. Like, especially if I have it 5 skill level 5 is 25%. So, I mean, just think about it. Somebody hits you for 1,000 damage every tick. They're hitting me for 750. I mean, that's a big difference in the long run.
Now, to add in, that's not a skill that just pops with rage. That is permanent. That is why he is good. Oh, it does? Okay. Oh, yeah, my bad. I misread it.
And that lasts for 5 seconds, so, I mean, it's still...
Like you said, it's the poor man's Charles. 5
seconds is a very long time. 9 times out of 10, whenever you pop that, the enemy commander is going to pop their rage skill, which 9 times out of 10 is going to be a nuker. Because... Dang it, lag, you were
the chat, I'm loving it.
So basically, whenever that active skill pops from the enemy nuclear commander, I'm taking 25% less damage. Granted, yes, Charles will block the entire damage for the most part. But that's why I'm using him as I am, and that's why I leveled him. So going to the other portion of his active skill, which is the damage reduction. That's what makes him a tank whenever you actually hit somebody, is because you're taking less damage when you hit them. That applies whenever you physically go attack somebody else. why, like, whenever, of course, I didn't have him out attacking the Guardians because he's at level 40 already, and I hadn't ranked him up to 5-star. If maybe next time, whenever the Guardian's up, we can record, and I'll show you like how that works and how that reduction package. And I can literally, with him, go around and hit every Guardian and not ever have to go back and heal because of the way his skills work. Because he's a tank, he really is. I'm already taking 20% less damage than you are, even if you're in my march. So going next to the next one, Patient Warrior. This is his biggest skill. This is what makes him good. We'll read the description. If Chase, there you go. All right. When attacked, Scipio has a 10% chance to increase his troops' attack by 100, because I have this at 505, for the next 1 second. So that's 1 tick. Effect can only trigger every 5 seconds. Scipio also has a 10% chance to heal a portion of his slightly wounded troops for a healing factor of 450. Again, because I have it 505, when his army is less than 40% of its units remaining. So basically, what happens is once I get down to 40% troops, it becomes even harder for them to kill me and finish me off, because I have a 10% chance every second passes to heal for 450. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but I've seen a lot of battles determined by just a couple of hundred troops, and that will make sure you win that battle. It makes me last longer in a fight. It makes them have to lose more troops. It also provides my allies with more time to come in and back me up, or whatever the case may be. So the next skill, Conqueror of Africa, basically is just his leader bonus and siege bonus is you do a crap ton of damage when you attack other enemy cities. So pretty much I'm pretty sure every leader has this buff skill. Am I right about that, MisGuided?
For attacking, some do. The other one is Roman leaders. They do, yes. All Roman leaders have this skill. All purple and gold, purple legendary. JC does, yes. JC has the skill. They're both third skills. I don't think there's another Rome leader that has that one. Yeah, out of the Rome leaders, they're the only ones with it.
So what'll happen is, like, whenever you guys want to raid a city or something, you need to get somebody with a Scipio that has that skill unlocked, because the faster you kill the enemy city's watchtowers and everything else in it, or whatever the case may be, the less troops you're going to lose. So you want a siege or leader to be leading it with some kind of buff to their attack, because you want to end that fight quickly. You don't want to sit there and lose troops. And so let's go on to his last skill. It's pretty easy to explain.
It's a big edge. It may seem like very little, but that's a big edge.
Basically, it again plays into that tank role of I can carry a Cow commander like Cow Cow. Actually, I think Cow Cow can carry more troops too. I don't know, but let's just say Minamoto. I know he can't carry troops. Can't what? Sorry, can't carry any more.
No, Minamoto can't. No, Minamoto. No, neither of them can. Neither of them can.
As of right now, every general can. You just have to spec it in the skills.
No.
I know they're just talking about him being a dick.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you.
But anyways, that makes.
It makes a difference. It does.
Difference, because I mean, think about it. If we both send out, your max march is 100k. At that general level, and I had the same general level with Scipio, and it'd be 100k. But now I'm sending out 110k because I get 10 extra percent. I mean,
That 10k extra troops is 10k more damage. Not 10k more damage. 10,000 more troops causing damage. 10,000 more troops to tank, and more. It's just more. It's you want more.
Yeah, and it goes back to the tank role as well. I mean, the more troops you have to survive, the better off you are as a tank.
hmm
So, I mean, it's going to take me a long ass time to get, obviously, a full march of infantry. I think his troop capacity right now for me is 90k.
Yeah.
90k, 100 troops.
Yeah, but I see you. I know we've been joking about Scorpio is Scorpio. Scipio is one of the best, if not the best. Very strong and offers a lot to it. I don't have one, and I like to rag Benito Griff because he doesn't have a Charles yet, and one of the builds he's going for is a Charles. Yeah, Scipio is very strong. Scipio is very, very good. I would argue that he is the best. Now, you have to work with what you're given. Now, if you do have a Scorpio, use it. Make him better. I don't have one. I have Charles. And I'm still waiting to get Boudica. I got one. I got 1 out of 10. I know. We can't. He got what I need. Like, I got one and two of what we need. He got the other one of what we need. It just didn't work out. Blue,
I just want to point out
if you have.
what I need.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
And
One you paid for.
has maxed out first skills, so
One you paid for. You paid for. Disrespect him one more time. I might just do it.
What McGee should do is to save money, not go for the full Minamoto build and just go for Cao Cao and run Minamoto as his secondary. But the way it's set up right now, there's no reason why you should.
that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to run Cao Cao as rage reduction and increase. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Words. And then take Mino as my backup because that second take is just kind of.
Yeah.
It's big. It's big. As to blue defenders.
First with his 4-star skill will heal. So
Yeah. Well, back to this question. Blue. I don't recommend any blue for defense. All the blue commanders are for gathering. The only one that's not is Tomo. She can still do. You can send her. It just depends on how you do the tech tree. She's support and straight archer support. Period. Her first skill increases attack massively. That's a huge attack buff right there. If you're looking for someone to make someone's skill damage do more, she can do it. She does affect skill damage. I've seen it. I watched my regular tick of 3,400 Minamoto damage jump up to 5,400 just by her buffing it. So she can do it. That 30% can take out and take on skill damage. Her other skill increases attack of archers and the speed of archer units. Grants additional 3 rage when attacking an enemy. And increases the damage when she's a secondary commander. So she's all about supporting. Increasing rage, increasing damage. And then her final skill is when using an active skill, she reduces her target's damage by 2%. That's the level 1 skill, up to 15%. So when her skill pops, she decreases their damage. That can stack that on with someone else that does it. It's huge. Yeah, blue. I have a level 10 blue, level 7, level 6. These are my gatherers. That's all I've done for them is I've made each of them a gatherer.
Get those gatherers up to level 10, and for right now, just leave them at 10.
do the 3-star trick with them though.
Yeah, you tried to do 3-star. All my purples have worked. I have not got the first blue to work with that trick. Not even close.
I'll do the trick real quick. While we're here, I'll do the trick. Y'all may not know about the trick. So there's a way that. So you get your guy to level 10, and you want to get the maximum stars out of it. So you're not just stuck at just getting 1 star. You know, like normally you'd fill this up, right? Okay, I get the 1 star. No. What you want to do is do 1 at a time. Develop all the way up till this says 80%. And the reason you're doing this is because every star adds 10% chance of luck. You can only put 6 stars max. Right? So the maximum you can have is 60% chance luck. Now, the second star of 80% full. I stack all these on. Watch. Didn't work. Not at all. Perfect. Didn't work at all. It's unlucky. What you want to happen is see how I have the third star that's filled to 50%. When the luck is over 50, sometimes it'll help you, and you'll get crit, and you'll get the third star. The stars are what limit your skills, not level. The stars. So the stars are what unlock your extra skills, not the level. Now, to mess with the stars, you do have to get to certain levels. Now, for instance, I will try it again. I'll level up Constantine? I already did it. It doesn't matter. So we'll do one at a time. Now the other thing is if you're just spamming it, when you get later up, it takes a bunch of these to do it. They'll only go up by like little percents. You can actually click this right here. You can. It's ridiculous. So whenever you have it like this, I'm not doing it now because it can wreck what I'm trying to do. Whenever you have them out here, you can click develop. You can spam it, and it'll use up the stars that you have. You don't have to click. Like click here, then click here, then you don't have to do that. You can spam develop, and it'll use as many as it can in that time of you pushing develop. I wish I had someone to show with. I don't think I have enough to do it. All right, let's hope we get lucky with this. That's that crit rate. Come on. There we go. So now her max level is 10 to 30, but I have both of the skills. I have the lumber skill, and I also have her carrying skill. Increase troop load by 5%. So I send less troops to the gathering. So it's perfect. Now, oh, look at that. I can upgrade his skills. I didn't realize that. So now he gathers food and other resources a little faster. That works. The skill itself, I'm not worried about. The reason is because his talent, 40% right now. That's where you're going to get, that's where it's all going to be. Right now, until the talents change, that's where it's going to be. I might as well get her up. I'm not going to be able to. All right, man. Catch you later.
Hey, you got the baby tonight? Yeah. Catch y'all later.
Later.
See ya.
But yeah.
That queer's gone.
Let's talk bad about him on the stream. ICU, I hope I answered your question. I have to scroll up because chat's been going up. I hope you got what you needed from all that. Yeah, you're welcome for how not to do it, right? Yeah, it worked out perfect for the stream, huh? I think there was another question after that. Was there not? I want to make sure. I don't want to make sure I missed anyone's question. Yeah, the lag. Yeah, you want your blues to be at least 10. If you could push them above, that's fine. I've just been lazy with it. I've been lazy leveling them up, and the cool thing about it too. So say you got to really you need something, they'll stack. So like for her skill is for gathering speed of all kinds of resources, right? But I want to use her as the stone collector or gold collector. So I have to get through one of these, or both of these, I'm sorry, before I can get to the stone. She's going to be the only one that I push to 20, if not higher, so I can get stone. And then gold. So she is the only one of all those I will push at any point in time to go high, because she's going to be the one for stone. The others, I'll get the talents done for their specific one. I'll push one more level just to get the last one, and I'll leave it. Now, the cool thing about it is that that's all they have to do. I don't have to work on them anymore. I don't have to do anything. You think Dragon Lancer is good free-to-play Cav commander? Dragon Lancer, or do you mean Lancelot? Dragon Lancer?
Lancelot is better, but Dragon Lancer is okay.
Dragon Lancer. Who is Dragon Lancer?
He's a green commander. He's okay.
Oh, I'm about to say I've never heard. Okay, yeah, because he's a green. Yeah. Yeah, Lancelot you can get easy. I think every account I've gotten on, I've gotten lucky, and it might just be RNG that I've gotten Lancelot every time. But Lancelot, yeah, he's good. Oh God, gotta verify. Let me interrupt everything going on to verify that I'm not a bot.
It's fucking dumb. I like it.
Yeah, it's still annoying. It's needed, but it's annoying. It distracts me, but it's annoying. We'll go back down and go back to him. Yeah, his first skill is great. A lot of them that have like this dot damage, and I say dot damage, so over 2 seconds they'll do something. It's great, but he's compared to others that are going to be out there. I wouldn't choose this first. Now, yes, for free to play, he's good. I'd still work hard to get a Lancelot. His other skills increase march speed of Cav units, which is great, and then increase attack units of Cav, and then defense of Cav. So he gives your march speed, attack, and defense. Yeah, he's good. No, he's good. I agree. But again, I would still push for Lancelot. Just because Lancelot's skilled, his damage is a lot higher, even with those other ticks. Right. Yeah, you gotta work with what you have. Not a lot of people can have a bunch of commanders and work on it. You gotta work with what you have. Some of the green can be used for gatherers. You can do that. Constance is very good. Her second skill increases wood gathering by 3%. So
And her healing is just ungodly when it's max.
Constance?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is right. She does have a heal. No, she doesn't have a heal. Constance?
Damage vector heal. Yeah.
No, she just does damage, additional damage. You might be confused.
I probably am. Joan of Arc. I was saying
Joan of Arc. Oh yeah, Joan of Arc is wonderful. Great support. Go-to support. Joan of Arc. Or if she's good if you don't have Boudica. Boudica's where it's at. You can never take me away from Bay. Cleo does have a good heal. Cleo's main thing is a heal. And she also can co-op as a gatherer.
I'm going to be using her as a secondary defender. I'm going to have her in JC.
Yeah, Cleo's a wonderful commander. I had her, and I ran her with Joan of the Arc on my very first run. I tanked. Even when I wasn't supposed to, I was taking on big armies, multiple armies, and I was tanking it. I just lasted longer. I didn't really do a lot of damage to them or anything, but I just lasted longer. So,
as we all know as men, that's what we strive for.
But that's another big thing. This tick increases the defensive troops by 5% for the next 200 seconds. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. 5%. Now, does that stack? Anyone know? The chat, anyone know if that stacks? Because if she takes 10 ticks, and 10 ticks is 10 seconds to pop that, in 30 seconds, that's popped 3 times. So the longer the battle, the stronger she gets.
It'd be pretty fucking cool.
If she stacks, yeah, that make her very strong. Not to mention, when she's leveled up, the defense bonus goes to 15%. So if she stacks, that's huge. That's huge. But we've covered a lot of things. We've been going for almost an hour and a half. That's counting the sound issues we encountered at the start. But I don't know. Technical errors always happen. Always be there. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and ask them. If not, y'all can join in. We're going to probably do a couple of raids. Let's see what raids or rallies are going on right now. And we have none going on, so let's go find a barb. Let's go find a barb fort. Barb fort. Where are you at? Barb forts. There's one. It's a little farther away. Let's go see if we can find a closer one. There's one. I'll take this one. All right, we'll do a rally. You guys can jump on in. And we'll watch this too, so I can just talk about my Charles. Just watch as my Charles nukes this damage. No damage. And yes, I do use Lohar because of his skill damage, and then heal. He does skill damage and then he heals.
I just want you to know that you might think you have a lot of damage, but you don't.
Bruh, you wanna send a march? We don't 1v1. You wanna leave alliance in 1v1?
If you match the number of troops I have, yes.
All right, I'll send Charles and Joan, and we can do that. We can do that. We'll do this rally.
Send in infantry, yeah?
Most likely. You're gonna send Cav, right? Minimo and Cow.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we'll end the stream with a 1v1, and we'll go meet. Let's find a good place. We'll go meet right over here.
$5 says someone that's not watching the stream is gonna see this and try to hit me.
Protect the leader. I got a lot of mail. It's the exploration.
Yeah, we'll just send out an even like 20,000 of whatever troop.
Okay.
Why are you so far away?
Me?
Why are you the way that you are? Yes, dude.
Why am I the way that I am? I'm in the northern part of our group. Where are you at?
You are 2 minutes away for a cav march.
Oh, you sent him to my city? Go send him out to that where I shared, the barbarian spot I shared. Oh, you're going to join the rally? Yeah, no, go for it. Go for it. I'll tell you. Yeah, you go for it. You do you. You do you, boo-boo.
Well, I hope everybody's learned something.
I do too. I mean, we've talked about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I didn't think we'd get that much stuff and spend that much time on the stream. Siege units only? No. Or for the rally? No. Is that what you mean, December? I don't think you're watching. Let's find out.
Yeah, if you rally a barb, send your damaged troops. You don't have to fight a wall.
Hang on 1 second. All right, I'm back. Oh, man.
Hey, I'm gonna go grab dinner. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, thank you. This is really just for you guys. Like I said earlier, I'm not doing this for any other reason but to share information with you guys, let you guys know what's going on, see what we're doing, see how we do it, what our regular things were going on, and how we look at things, and get involved with it too. That's really the whole point of all this, is to get everyone involved with it and kind of see how things go. It's pretty easy, I will admit. It's been pretty easy for me to be in this position on this alliance, being in the leadership spot, because I've got a very good support team, and they're picking up their own support teams. So with the leadership present, the leadership R4s that are present, I've given them all roles. I've given them all responsibilities to take care of, and given them own divisions and control of those responsibilities. So it's left me to still enjoy the game, still have time to talk to everybody, and still do the leadership things that need to be done in some cases. Like we have Scarlett, who's recruiting, who's been doing a fantastic job. She has, I'm going to say world, but it's WOLRD, and I believe one other. I'm not sure yet. I haven't confirmed whether or not they're helping. I don't want to call them out and be wrong and not call them out and such, but she does have another that's been helping, and they've been doing wonderful recruiting. Mira and Will and Big Tits McGee have been helping out with tactics and strategies and wars to help plan things, and then Griff has been helping out doing anything he can do to make it easier for me. And then we have Tater Tot, who's been doing diplomatic talks. If I can't make it, he's been doing diplomatic talks. He's been talking to other alliances, letting them know what we're doing, letting them know what's going on. And the real serious ones, he's been involved with. Me and him and Griff have been in. The others I've let him handle. He's a very smooth talker. He actually needs an XO. Then how do you want me to say your name? How do I pronounce that? How do I do that? just don't kick you. No, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, I have to give props to everyone that's been working and doing their part, because we've been jumping. We've been jumping in power, huh? World. That's the same thing as world. Or Wallard. Wallard? So that's a tongue twister for me, and I'm not very good at speaking anyway, so. I'm excited for this 1v1. I want to see what his cavalry can do. Cavalry. Well, I figured you did. Every time I see it, I think of world. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I see your name, world. But I mean, Wallard. Is that how you say it, Wallard? Mm-mm. And no damage. For 4 seconds, no damage. Yeah, you asshole. Sitting here making a big deal about how your name's spelled, and you misspelled it. There we go. That one's done. All right. It will cap this off for the night with a 1v1 cavalry versus infantry. Now, obviously, cavalry has the advantage, obviously. Plus 2 cav commanders versus infantry with 2 infantry commanders and defensive commanders. That's going to be a huge part in all this. How is that going to play out? It adds character. Yeah, that's his comment to everything. It adds character. Hey man, I just got hit by a car. It adds character. That's all it does is add character. But unfortunately, if Big Tits McGee takes too long, I'm not even gonna do this. We're just gonna end the stream, and because we're going on 2 hours now, guys. 2 hours now. It's not anywhere near as long as I thought it would be. The live stream goes on, and it'll catch up to you. You don't even realize it. You start talking, and all of a sudden, 2 hours later. All right, I texted him. Let's see if he comes back in the next. Give him a few minutes. Give him enough time to get over here for it. That's a good heal. Less troops to heal. Ooh.
Alright, I'm back.
All right, all right.
I want to get food.
Yeah, no problem. Just go ahead and get that march over here, and we'll do that and end the stream for the night. I'm gonna send them.
I don't know what level your guys are, but both of mine are level 30.
Don't worry about it. You said 20k, right?
Yeah.
20k.
Did you already kick me? No, you didn't.
No.
That was quick.
Die.
I can't hit that one yet. What is this? I'll just fucking zero one of your troops. Oh, mine are still coming back for another, I don't know,
Yeah. Why'd you sing Kev?
7 seconds.
7 seconds.
I don't know what.
It's all right. It's taking me a minute to walk. I'm slow.
I'll be there in a jiffy. I hate myself. What are your percentages? Did you look before you sent them?
Percentages.
Yeah.
For what?
Like your boot, fuck me. Buffs and stuff.
Oh no, I didn't look. No.
Alright, well, I have 44.5% cav attack buff.
All right. Oh, world's gonna jump you before you get there.
Hey, you trying to march down and make this faster?
Oh, yeah, you scared? Oh, you're way down here.
Well, there are 2 marches coming towards me. Jackman and Dark Chief are both going down to the fucking thing for no reason. Do it. You fucking do it.
They probably recognize the name.
They're all going to build is what it is. So
Oh, it is. Did we? Yeah, that's right. We just got a flag up. All right.
I was nervous for a solid half second.
World's escorting me down.
If I win, I'll hit him next. Scared?
You'll lose it.
Big march, but I ain't scared.
You'll lose it.
Not before I do a whole lot of damage, though.
Yeah, I think you're assuming too much.
No. Oh, why just come on? Don't be a pussy.
I'm not. I'm not gonna fight next to a city and block the view.
King is hitting my city.
Is he really?
He's gonna lose, but yeah.
Don't do that.
And silenced. Where's that? Nope. Block damage. I got the best possible damage tick I can get. Feels good.
Out of all of it, yeah.
Oh no, your shield went away before my thing procced.
So bad. So bad on timing.
Good fight.
So bad for timing. Finish him off. Kill him.
God damn it, 600 damage.
Oh, nope.
He just crit for a fucking 1,000.
They just nuked you.
Good fight.
I don't know. 20,000 versus 20,000 left to be a 5. All because of that frickin' skill differential. Skill differential. Yeah, good fight. World's like, I got this. I got this. I got this.
If I still had my full 20,
I don't know. I think he might have taken it. He's mixed. All right, let's get you back in here.
yeah, or I die.
For everyone comes up and hits you. All right, everybody. It's been fun. It's been great. I hope I haven't missed anyone's questions. If I did, we will pick them up another time. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for doing what you do.